Yo, no way. What is up? We are live. Judge Meatballs Corp, big live. Yo, first day live on TikTok right now. What's up, Dark Plague? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. This is an excellent topic. This is one of the best topics we do on this show. I know I say that a lot. But most people have an irrational fear. This is something like that we all deal with. And so it's a great time to call in. 916-954-1954. Call in and share your irrational fear. Considerably better right off top. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. It's fucking 101 and where I'm at right now, but it's gonna be 110 all week. I have an irrational fear of being framed for murder or any other major crime. I've always had a fear of ending up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe I watch too much TV. Yo, let me tell you something first, right away off top. That is not irrational, bro. That is not irrational at all. Like, people go to jail for crimes they didn't commit every day. It's not all the time, but it's a lot. It's for sure a lot. So I don't think that's an irrational fear to have. Not guilty, bro. Straight up not guilty. Below. No sound detected. Oh no. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, looks like it's working. I don't know why I hear that Lilo was my go-to for that. But the below water portion of large vessels. If there's a ship or a dock or something that sits in the water, the thought of rubbing against the part that's under the water makes me nearly pass out. Just by touching it? But why? Like, how could it be bad? What are you worried about? Too many people agreeing with that one for it to be strange, I gotta tell you. Go ahead, call in, tell me your irrational fear, 916-954-1954. Don't leave me hanging. Yo, the new comp is out, by the way. New TikTok comp is out. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. Most people haven't seen this shit yet, so I don't know what makes these things blow up or not, but whatever it is, it's not happening right now. So go watch this shit. Scared of roaches. You could rob me. You could rob me with a roach. Yeah, bro. Roaches fucking suck. It's a nightmare. They just move in such a creepy little way. Just the idea of being in so small and open water terrifies me. When I'm in a lake getting back to the boat. Yo, every time I would go like swimming in like a body of water that wasn't a pool, I like for sure always was not like overly scared, but I would feel like I was touching something. Like anytime I hit like a rock or any kind of like, there's all kinds of shit in like a lake, grass, like there's all kinds of plants and shit. Anytime I would touch anything, I'm like, it's a fucking, I touched something, no good. I wouldn't like freak out, but I definitely didn't like it. That if I put the ceiling fan on high, it will fall off and kill me and I'll die. Well, that seems repetitive, but absolutely that's not irrational, bro. How often do you see a ceiling fan on and that shit is rocking? Like it is moving. It's not, they're never centered right. They're also usually not anchored in a good way. Like it doesn't even make sense how we set up ceiling fans. It's just like a dangling weight of something that's moving. An engine, like a motor moves. It does not make sense, bro. You're absolutely not guilty. That will fucking kill you. Terrified of the ocean. Large bodies of water in general action. Just seeing a picture of the ocean will send shivers up my spine. Then there's the fish inside the ocean. I know those bastards are out there waiting. Yo, that's crazy. Just seeing a picture of the ocean will send shivers down my spine. Grow up, Peter Pan. What the fuck are you talking about? You can't see a picture of ocean? Moths? I fucking hate moths. Butterflies, I'm fine, but not moths. They're irrational, and it doesn't matter where I sit. They'll always find my goddamn face and head, but a moth will somehow fly up and get stuck inside my brain. No, that's silly. Moths are barely even annoying. They're barely even a nuisance. I'm afraid that someone will cut my Achilles tendon. Yikes. And I'll never be able to walk again. Yo, I actually have known more than one person with this fear that was scared that something would happen to like their Achilles tendon or the back of their leg at all. Like, what movie was it? There's some horror movie, House of Wax, I think, where it happens in there. And I remember when that came out, they were like freaking out about it, like brought it up multiple times. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. I don't think that's super irrational. I don't think my computer's gonna fall over now, so that's cool. We did it. Personal press statements on Taylor Swift. Oh, this is a Swift and oh, it's a bot. Oh, I'm reading bot comments. That's tight. I think the sun is just on the side of the house, but it is fucking hot as fuck in this room that I'm in. You're not a bot? I'm sorry, when an account called Swift Edits gets on talking about Taylor Swift, I just assume, you gotta assume bot. You know what I mean? That's not my fault. Okay, Swift Edits, tell me your irrational fears then. This is what we're here for. Give me the goods. Usually check the back seat of my car before I get in. I worry some sort of Bundy-esque style villain hiding there. Yo, somebody could be back there. It doesn't hurt. It takes 1 second to look, and it could save your life one day. It's probably fine back there, but that's not silly. I used to always, okay, worse than the car is I was one of the people that used to be scared of what was behind the shower curtain. Probably just one viewer on YouTube's. It's a multi-stream. Don't think that I'm sad. It's a little sad, but it's not like that. Yeah, I used to always have to check the behind the shower curtain every single time I'd go to the bathroom. I don't now. I don't even know what I thought was back there, but as a young kid, I was afraid of getting my dick getting my dick caught in the zipper of my jeans. That's not irrational, bro. That happens all the time. In fact, it did happen to me as a child once. Boom. Not guilty, bro. Be scared. It will happen. There's no reason for there to be a zipper right by your penis. They shouldn't be near each other at all. Two things that should never be more far apart than those two things. Like, yo, what up, Tristan? How's it going? Whoever got to the crotch of pants and was like, let's slam a zipper on here. Terrible idea. Afraid of frogs or toads. Got a zoo book about them when I was younger and totally froze up at the mailbox. That's hilarious. I used to think frogs were so cool when I was a kid. Like the bright ones. First of all, poisonous frogs were like the star of the Scholastic Book Fair. They were mostly there to market poisonous frogs, I think. Go ahead and call in your irrational fear, 916-954-1954. Calls are cooler than Reddit. It's been proven. I hate looking in mirrors for oh, where did it go? Almost lost it. Looking in mirrors for a prolonged amount of time due to the fear of my reflection not matching. Also, mirrors at night are just freaky. When they say not matching, do you think they mean like not looking how they think it's supposed to look? Or do you think they mean like not syncing up? Because both are scary. Both are scary. But also mirrors are cool, bro. Mirrors are magic. You're getting to see yourself. People didn't get to see themselves for millions of years. So think about that, right? Cannot look at myself in the mirror without the lights on. You should try it, bro. That sounds, I mean, you can't, how are you even going to see? That sounds, you're basically scared of the dark is what I'm hearing. It's a scared of the dark, which is not irrational. Lots of people are scared of the dark. Sharp objects are out to get my eyes. Yeah, I'm fucking scared of getting my eyes poked out too. That's a natural fear, I think. Your eyes are fragile. That is the result of your mind because you were never meant to look at yourself, so the brain treats it as another fake person. Is that true? I like looking in the mirror. That's a silly man in the mirror. I like him. Insanely scared of these. They are harmless to humans and can control other insects. What does he talk about? I don't see a picture. It's a centipede? Ah, scared of centipedes. They're weird. They're creepy crawlies. That's not weird. Your brain will distort it in the dark. Yeah, that's true. I scare the shit out of myself all the time. I'm low-key pretty scared of the dark, if I'm being honest. Like, it doesn't hinder me day to day, but I get it. The biscuit cans you have to whack on the counter. I just blew one up yesterday. Cinnamon rolls. Balloons. I can't be anywhere near them. Yo, I've heard about people who hate the sound balloons make. Like the sounds of two balloons rubbing together or stuff like that. You know which one I heard a lot last time we did this topic was styrofoam. People hated styrofoam. The sound of it, like that little crinkle. Man. Not only is the dark scary, but like a small amount of light is also scary to me. Like the dark is scary enough, but like flashlight in the dark is even scarier because like you're looking where the light goes and then you feel like you're making yourself imagine shit on like the fringes of where there's just barely light. You're like, oh, did I just see something? No, it like makes you 10 times more anxious. I'd rather just be totally dark than have, no, I wouldn't rather be totally dark than have a flashlight, but it is scary. It is scary. At times, I'm afraid of being on Earth in a similar way to how people on an people feel being on an airplane. Seems so fragile to me in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, you're gonna fucking die, bro. You should be scared. You're very fragile and very insignificant on this planet. So if you want to scale it down that much, be afraid, for sure. You're right. You're correct. Not guilty. Don't like being in a swimming pool by myself. Well, that's just good safety. This guy reads the signs. These fears all suck. Let's find a better red, yeah? I'm scared that a bug is going to crawl into my hairdryer. When I go to turn it on, it's going to shoot the bug into my hair. Damn. I'm always scared that when I go to pick up my headset on my computer, sorry, there's blunt wraps in there. I'm scared that when I go to pick up my headset, there's going to be like a little bug in here and I'm not going to look. I do always look because I'm scared, but I'm scared that I'm going to put these bad boys on. And while I'm playing, the bug is going to have nowhere to go, but in my ear. That is something I'm very scared of. Sorry, I just saw the audio peak right there. But so I deal with that one every fucking day. I'm looking for little buggies in this bad boy every single day. As a kid, I had an irrational fear of pictures or paintings, anything with eyes. So when I walked past, I would think they were going to look at me. I used to freak out when I went to people's houses and stuff. Thank God I grew out of that. Yeah, man. Imagine if you were still like that right now. There was a dude who always calls in, or used to always call in, and he had he said it was called Truman Syndrome. He said that he thought he was on like a Truman Show style TV show, like about his life. Like he said that even before he saw that movie, he kind of felt like that as a kid, which he probably didn't. But then he said even after from after he saw the movie until now, even present day, he's like, I still deal with it, but I just kind of tell myself it's not true, I guess. But I was so blown away. He's like, yeah, I just deal with it. It's fine. I just tell myself it's not real, but I have long hair and little strands go in my ear. My earphone feels like a bug. Oh, fuck that. That scares the shit out of me. I freak out. Bug-related fears are pretty rational because they're fucking everywhere. There's a zillion bugs, and they want to get into your little ear buggies. Wife is playing Fortnite right now. Usually she'll just come in here on stream if she's already gotten ready for the day or like she had makeup on earlier. She hasn't really gotten ready, so I don't know if she'll jump in today. I'm convinced that one day I'll find a dead body, so I'm consequently always looking for one. I mean, they're around, right? People find... In the first scene of every single episode of Law & Order, someone finds a dead body. So that could be you. And you might be the body. Like, it... I actually really nailed it there. Remember Animorphs? The enemies in that series were slug people that crawled in your ear at night and took over your body, but you're still conscious and can experience everything they're doing. For like 5 years, I slept in my bed and covered my ears with my blanket. Damn, 5 years is a long time. Water bugs. When I was a teenager, I couldn't change my clothes in front of my posters of rock stars. Fucking creeps. You know what? If those rock stars were there, they'd want to see you. So you were right. You had the right vibes. They are creeps. Those dudes are creeps. You shouldn't even let their pictures look at you. You're not wrong. Good night, Dark Plague. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you. Kisses. Smoochies. Always check my clothes for spiders before I put them on. I'll give them a shake and check the arms and legs, make sure nothing has crawled in there while it was in the cupboard or basket. Fuck yeah, that's not right. Those spiders are in your house. That's not wrong. You gotta shake out your bed. You gotta shake out your clothes, gloves, and shoes. I always check for bugs in my shoes. There's never even one time been a bug in my shoes when I checked it, but there might be one day. Is that the thing? Like, if you're irrationally checking for something that you say you think you're scared of, are you really hoping for that to happen? Like, am I hoping that I am gonna find a bug in there just so I can be like, oh, I'm glad I fucking checked? Like, is that what the goal is? Like, what am I hoping for? What's the desire? The desired outcome is I don't put my foot where there's a bug. So far I'm doing it. Like, I'm getting what I want, but come on, you guys, call in 916-954-1954. Tell me your irrational fear. Let's hear it. I'm going to let you off the hook. I will rationalize this shit for you, unless you're absolutely insane. But I've had several people call this show that just had, as it turned out, diagnosed OCD for this topic, which is also fine. If you do just regular have OCD, like straight up, I'll hear about what you are scared of too. That's fine. That's equally as interesting to me. Yeah, one time I don't check, they will be for sure. Phobia of balloons, another one. 9 out of 10 times when I tell people they find a balloon and squeeze it and pop it right in front of me. Well, you should never tell people what you're scared of. I mean, you should tell me right now so I can tell you if you're weird or not. But if you tell somebody that you're scared of something, they're going to try to scare you with it. Like, they just... Former balloonophobe here. They recovered. This is a lot of people talking about being scared of balloons. Underwater caves. They freak me out, and I'm not even a scuba diver. He just hates that these things exist. Can't stand it. Going to the bathroom with the shower curtain closed. I'm afraid someone or something hiding behind the curtain is waiting to attack me. It's a good place to hide. It's one of the only places you could jump into and hide in a house real quick if you need to. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to hide, if someone's looking for you, they're going to look back there. But also, like, if I had to hide and I didn't think anyone was looking for me, that's a good hiding spot. In the shower, behind the shower curtain, absolutely a good hiding spot. So it makes sense that you should be scared of it. Not scared, but you should be conscious of it. I mean, if you hear someone clear their throat in there, you shouldn't just be like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Every time I drive over a large overpass, I get a moment of fear it will collapse. I'm not bad with overpasses, like on the freeway, but I do get this pretty bad with bridges. But also I've just, like, the way that I've broken myself of it is I basically just tell myself, I'm like, yo, if I'm on this bridge and that shit collapses, I'm gonna die. I better hope I die, because it's gonna be crazy if I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I just basically convince myself, like, there's no stopping that, so no reason to be afraid. But I hate driving on bridges. It, like, straight up fucks me up the whole time until I get to the other side. I'm fine, but I'm just, like, uncomfortable. And if my kids are talking to me, I'm like, hey, I just get dad mad about seemingly nothing. 916-954-1954. What is your irrational fear? Come on. Got some people watching. It's time. It's time to call in. I have a fear of butterflies. It's horrible, and a lot of people think it's weird. Yeah, I'm sure they don't think you're weird because you're scared of butterflies. I'm sure they think you're weird, and they're also like, and he's scared of butterflies. How weird is that? Afraid of being afraid. My brain acquires other people's fears and phobias easily, so I guess that's my irrational fear. Yeah, I have had people say, like, when I was reading stuff on one of these, that they were like, oh, I'm gonna be scared of that now. Like, I guess, because there's things that make sense to you to be scared of. Like, when you hear it, you're like, oh, I could kind of see that, and you hadn't even thought about it. So now you're all of a sudden scared of some new shit. My mom has an irrational fear of when she dies, someone might put her brain into another person's body and she'll have to live again in another person's body. She's a chemist with a PhD and a very rational person. Maybe that means it's possible. First of all, let's think about this. Your mom is a scientist. Your mom is a certified scientist. Taught it, like, you know what I mean? PhD chemist by trade. So she's a science worker and she's scared of that. That should tell you something. She knows more about sciencey shit than you do. So for you to be like, oh, mom, that's totally irrational. She's like, you have not seen the things that I have seen in the lab. If you knew what I knew, you'd be scared too. Like, she knows this shit's coming down the pipe right now. But also the idea of being like, oh, she's scared that when she dies, they'll put her in someone's body and she'll have to live again. I totally get that. That's when people talk about reincarnation, that doesn't sound cool to me. Life is a fucking enough already. It's enough. Isn't it enough already? Like, what more do you want? Like, more? You want more? Come on. I refuse to stand near a glass window any higher than the first story of a building or leaning against a railing more than a couple meters above the ground. I panic it's going to break and I'll fall through no matter how secure it's supposed to be. That shit does give out. You know what I mean? These fools they hire to do the welding and the cement, like they're all fucked up and hungover and drunk at work, and they're supposed to build some safety shit, and they're pissed off at their boss and they're slapping it together. And then 15 years later, I come and lean against this shit and I'm already kind of drunk. You know what I mean? Like, it's all adding up for something bad to happen. It is miserable in this little computer room. I gotta tell you. Heat is cranked up. Wait, am I reading this right? I wouldn't call it a fear, but flour really makes me cringe. If I'm watching a cooking show and people are touching flour or rubbing it on the table, I have to shut my eyes. If I was making bread or something, I'll touch it, but I hate every second of it. So he still cooks. He can't even watch somebody handle flour, but he'll still cook when he wants. You know what I mean? The fact that they do it, the fact that they're making bread and shit means that they can't be that scared. Like, just hating every second. I hate when my hands get hella goopy when I'm cooking. Like, I hate the feeling of, like, flour and water or even, like, chicken goop. I hate that fucking feeling while I'm cooking. I'll cook in gloves like I work at Chipotle. At home. I'll wear gloves when I'm cooking for myself just because I don't like having shit on my hands. Landmines. I don't walk through any random yards or fields because landmines are scary. Where do they live? If you live here in America, that's an irrational fear. There's almost nowhere in America where you could walk and step on a landmine. But in a lot of other countries, they have had skirmishes or places where there are active landmines, or there were. There's places where new landmines go out. But also, like, there were places where somebody put a landmine there fucking 70 years ago and no one has stepped on it yet, and no one ever bothered to come pick that shit back up. So they're out there. If you live somewhere there has been a war, there's landmines there. So depending on where this dude lives, I'll give him a pass. There has not been a war in my area for about 150 years. See? Still. That's reasonable enough to me. I'm afraid of whales because they're too damn big. Are you scared that you're going to get like Pinocchio'd inside of one? Or what? It's just crazy that an animal could be that big? Because I can get that. They're like impossibly big. It's like if they told me like, oh, that cruise ship has feelings. I'd be like, you know, like they are impossibly large. I'm not scared of them, but they are huge. Never been on a roller coaster because I know the one time I get on, it's going to go wrong. Couldn't pay me enough to get on one of those. Or those pirate ship ones where you sit down and it swings around. Big old buzzkill. Yo, I don't really like being on rides, but I have also been somewhere where there was rides where one of the rides got stuck and people were on there most of the time I was there. More than once. Like, if you're at like fucking Six Flags or Disneyland, like it's gonna be fine. Especially Disneyland. Like, more than likely you're gonna be okay. But like also, like I am not the specs of a normal person. Like I am not the measurements of your average Joe. So every time I've ever been, even as a kid, when I was on a roller coaster, I was like, am I about to fly the fuck out of this thing? Ooh, I just lost some lights in here. Yeah, I was just telling my kids, I'm like, yo, if you like, we're about to go to the state fair in a couple weeks, and I was basically just like, yo, don't go on anything that goes upside down. You guys shouldn't really go on any rides because they just pack these shits up and move them town to town. Like these aren't established rides where they get like, I'm sure they do get worked on here and there as they need it, but it's not like an amusement park where like they get worked on every day and like they're checked on every day. I was just like, yo, don't go on anything that's upside down because if you get stuck, you'll get stuck upside down. That was basically my advice to them. Imagine being on a jet ski, but out in like open water and a giant fucking whale belly flops next to you or its huge tail breaches the water. Your soul would leave your body. They're too big. Yeah, they also displace a ton of water. So like, and like they will move water around to fuck shit up so they can eat shit. Like killer whales, I seen them like swim under an iceberg to like splash a seal off and shit like that. So they're hella smart. Even whales, like I think even the giant whales are smart, right? Or is it just the killer? I don't know. I think they're super smart. So they're smart and giant. Why aren't they in charge? Tell me that. I have white coat syndrome. Basically, if a doctor talks to me for too long, I'll pass out. They're there to help you. I'm like a firm believer that I'm scared of the dentist though. Like I'm not scared. I'll go, but I am like white knuckling the chair, like anxious as fuck the whole time. I don't know why. I was fine like my whole life at the dentist, and then I had like one shitty experience, and just like a little kid, now every time I'm like, that's gonna happen again. That's gonna happen to me again. I know it. Terrified of deep water. I'm a strong swimmer. There's no logical reason, but my mind says there's a giant ghost shark waiting for me down there. Bro, if you can't see the bottom, you don't know what's down there. It's probably nothing. It's probably nothing, but it could be something. Not guilty. Absolutely not guilty. I've heard a lot of people say they're scared when they won't swim somewhere they can't see the bottom. I get it. My only other fear is being buried alive on some Kill Bill shit. I'm not really claustrophobic, but being buried is just too much. Yeah, because it doesn't seem like you could get out. That's always been my buried alive thing in movies and shit. Like, it just seems like the weight of everything you're buried under would make it impossible to get out. Like, you're lucky you're even in like a thing that's holding the weight of that dirt and shit off you. Like, I know that like a few feet of dirt weighs like several thousand pounds. So like there's no way you're about to just bust out of there Batman style. It's not going to happen. Like once you're buried alive, you're just going to die. So terrified of looking out of windows or even looking at windows at night. I'm afraid I'll see a monster or a set of eyes looking back. It's so bad that I close my eyes when closing the blinds. First of all, you should be looking to make sure there's nothing out there when you close the blinds. This is the last look you're going to see from outside. You better make sure there's not a fucking monster out there. What if there is? Okay, enough nonsense. Call in 916-954-1954. We got several people watching, a bunch of people watching, and I know one of you guys wants to tell me you're a rational fear. Let me rationalize this shit for you. Let me tell you you're not wrong. Call in 916-954-1954. Let's do it. Thanks to a weird news story or episode on Animal Planet growing up, I now have a fear that a snake will be hiding in my toilet and bite me. Yo, I just saw a TikTok of a girl that sat down and peed on her toilet, and she got up. She'd already got like pissed and been there for a minute. She said she was on her phone and everything. And she got up and there was like a snake coiled in the toilet. That it does happen. It for sure happens. Mate who was afraid of mushrooms. He just did not like the edible one. He didn't just not like the edible ones. He had a fear that if you went near any mushrooms, their spores might infect you and you'd end up dying a horrible death. Wouldn't go near the edible ones for the same reason. Mushrooms are alive, and people that eat a lot of mushrooms will tell you a bunch of bullshit like, oh, mushrooms are closer genetically to people than anything else or some shit like that. But there are like some weird shit about mushrooms, and I think that some mushroom spores are bad for you. I can see it. I think mostly I can understand a lot of these fears. I'm ready to be neurotic. Let's go. Let's do it. I love mushrooms. I love eating mushrooms. I love doing mushroom druggies. I love all of it. Rational fear of impaling myself on low metallic fences. You know, the waist level fences with the kind of spades on top. In my mind, I always slip and trip on my own shoes. Yo, that's possible. Absolutely, that's possible. I just saw a TikTok also of a guy who like crashed his motorcycle into some bricks, and he like skidded across one of those, and he was fucked up. In fact, I think in the comments it said something very graphic happened to him. But so I think that's fine. I think that's reasonable. Dude is a fisherman with a fear of fish. He's not terrified of the fish he sees and then catches them, but he's swimming in the water and sees any sort of fish near him, he'll lose his mind. Well, you don't want to be tussling with a fish in water, bro. That's why it's a power battle. He's cool with fishing because he's in control, but once he's in the water, he thinks one of these fish is going to get the better of him. He might be right. He's scared he's going to get his ass kicked by a fish. And there are fish that can fuck you up. Absolutely. Being eaten by a large worm-like animal. It has no teeth, so it can't chew me and kill me in its mouth, and it just slurps me like spaghetti and swallows me whole. That's a wild fear. I fear swimming in bodies of water that I know have fish, but I cannot see them. Lakes, rivers are no-go. Crystal clear lakes and oceans are fine. Oceans are fine? You're scared of swimming in places, but the ocean is full of terrifying. And a lot of them come up to the part where people swim. By accident or on purpose. So, this is flawed logic. Be more scared. Have nightmares about swallowing my teeth. This is like, that means something's going on in your life. I don't think you're really scared of swallowing your teeth. I think you have something else going on. I'm afraid of a stranger throwing me off the mall balcony. My friend made fun of me at the mall for my fear. A month later, a man threw a stranger off the same 4-story balcony. Yeah, people are fucking crazy. Also, the mall parking lot, especially, like, it's very, like, the dividers are all at, like, hip length. Like, it seems like if you got checked in your upper half too hard, you could topple over. I could see it. I could see it. I don't think I should be streaming on Thursday, bro, but we'll play Helldivers or something. Just hit me up. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you. We have only had a handful of people trickle in on TikTok, but that's okay. So where we at? Ooh, I gotta tell you, it's almost too hot in this room to continue. We're almost there. What's up, Jaslyn? We are talking about irrational fears. I've been waiting this whole time for someone to call in. That's okay, because we are reading some good ones on Reddit, if I'm being honest with you. New comp is out. Go watch the new comp. I got to tell everybody, go watch the new comp on Facebook. Share that shit. People are not seeing it. Share the new comp on Facebook. Go to YouTube and watch it. Follow the TikTok. Go watch this shit on TikTok, because we are streaming on there now. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. We'll do a cool topic on Wednesday, something for the cool kids, not something scary. I will see you guys then.